Good evening, class. Tonight we are going to have a look at Transformers Animated, I believe it's Voyager class, Optimus Prime. Now, as I said before, I've done some other videos with Transformers Animated figures. I didn't watch the show past the pilot, the 3-episode movie, and let's face it, I barfed the end and I couldn't watch it anymore. But the show did produce some decent figures, so I did get some of them. And I don't think we had as many Optimus Prime figures in any other series than we did from Animated. There was just so many of them. But anyways, I think the Voyager one that we're going to look at now is probably the best one, so I think we should have a look at it. It's got one huge flaw in it, but we'll get to that in a second. It's truck mode. As you can see, it rolls around really well. Like, it's really good for that. I mean, some vehicle modes, they don't roll too well, but as we can see, this one motors away. We've got the lights. In the show, were they red and blue? I wouldn't know. And we've got his little turret here on the back, which he could probably shoot Decepticon scum with. In terms of his colors, well, you know, in the truck mode, no trailer. I don't know if he ever had a trailer. Anyways, in the truck mode, very similar to what we'd expect for Optimus Prime. We've got lots of red, we've got blue, which is eventually going to be the legs, highlighted with some black and some silver. The yellow for the lights. More or less what we'd expect from coloring from Optimus Prime. So it's not too bad. So I think we should transform this one. I know a lot of some of the animated figures, their thing was they transform themselves a little bit. There's a huge version of Optimus Prime that transforms itself. I don't know if I'll ever do a video for that because I have one, but I couldn't bring myself to open it. Anyways, we can pull this part out. Whoa! That wasn't meant to explode like that, but I guess we'll come back to it. So, truck without that obviously frail thing on the back. Yikes. Anyways, we're going to pull apart the front. We're going to pull these side pieces out. Starting to wonder if I'm going to smash the whole thing tonight. We're going to pull apart the legs a little bit. We're going to fold in these wheels on the back so that we can fold this side part down. Pop those in place. I'm going to put these up. Now the thing with this one is, I don't know how well I can show it there, but this little button here, if we press that, when he's like this, come on. Whoa, there we go. His legs will come down for the lower waist, or the waist of the robot mode. Adjust my camera up just a little bit. Hey look, it's a Prime with no head or arms. Anyways, we're going to pop this top piece back, and we can pull out the arms, and then we can pop out the hands. Let's see if I can get them out here. There we go. Let's do this one again. Whoops. There we go. And then his head, well, we can see it there. We just lift that up, and then we can fold, we can fold that back light piece in like that. You're going to snap into place. And there we have David K's Optimus Prime. Now the other thing we can do with this one, there he looks like Optimus Prime and he's got the face shield. What we can do is we can move that down so we can see his face. I guess that was one of the big things about the Optimus Prime from this wave, is that, you know, his face or his mouth was more visible more of the time. I don't know, I'm kind of a purist, so if it is Optimus Prime, that plate should be up. Now he does have, like a lot of Transformers, the translucent piece in the back, which forms his eyes, so they will light up. Actually, the one thing I like, maybe I should have pointed this out in the truck, the chest piece, I really like the detail that they have on the inside of, I guess it'd be the glass from the truck. Just the little bits of it looks like circuitry or something. I think that's actually pretty cool. What also would have been nice is like an Autobot decal somewhere on his shoulders, because I don't think he has it in his robot form or his vehicle form at all. Now, the accessories, we've got this thing. Now, this thing is a water gun. I don't think it opens, but must. But we can get some water in there, and if we press this thing, it would squirt water. But I've never done it, and I'm not going to, because water guns are silly. At least on action figures. Put that there, and this thing, which didn't mean to, but I kind of exploded while I was trying to pull this thing apart. This would be his axe, because he's a fireman, and firemen have axes. So, we can put this back on, maybe. Again, I need to reiterate that the whole thing isn't supposed to fall apart as we're trying to transform it. I guess I'm just a little bit too rough with my crappy weapons for Transformers. Did I do that right? Yeah, I think so. And then this piece will fit back up here on top. So what have we learned today? You can actually pull apart Optimus Prime's weapon and it should go back together. Just making a total mess of it now. Anyways. I'd be upset about this, but actually I think this thing's a piece of crap, so I don't really care. But just for the sake of it, we'll put it all back together. I think that's right. Just can't help but wonder if it should go the other way. But anyways, we can take this and we can put it in his other hand so he can have an axe. And it just looks horrible. It looks even worse than something you'd see in World of Warcraft. It just, I don't know, it looks like it's, you know, it's supposed to be an axe, but it's not really an axe, and they probably didn't really need it. The deluxe size figures have much better axes. I think you can take the deluxe size one and give it to this one. I think the hand sizes will be the same. Now, in terms of articulation, well, his head can turn all the way around. As I said, we've got that little faceplate thing. We'll leave that up. The shoulders, we can go all the way around. They can go back a little bit. We have these pieces here on the chest, though, that keep him from going any forward, and it does make it a little more difficult to move it up and down. The arm rotates here, and then we can also bend at the wrist, sorry, at the elbow. The wrist, we can, if we separate the kind of piece here on top, we could have it come in a little bit, but there's no rotation there. There's not a whole lot there. The waist will turn all the way around. Whoa. Okay, you know what? This sucks. I'm getting rid of it. We've got the double joint for his hip. His knee will bend. Well, not a whole lot. And we have a little bit of motion there, but not much. And then the foot can go up and down. Oh, sorry, you know why? Ha! I forgot to pull his legs out. There we go. We can rotate, and then we can bend. Jeez. I know, it's been a little while. So he doesn't look stumpy anymore. There we go. So that's our articulation for him. So we can do some decent, you know, action shots with this figure if we want. Find his little handgun. I don't know, the handgun's kind of crappy too. His accessories are weak. I'm not going to bother with that axe anymore. If I was going to give this figure a grade, again, I think it's the best one, the best Optimus Prime figure, I should say, from Animated, but not the best Optimus Prime in the world. I would give this figure a B. Solid. It's a decent figure. It's pretty good. I think it's the best figure for this character from the wave, from the line, but it's not the best Optimus Prime in the world. But still, it's not too bad. Probably can still see it on eBay and some toy shows and things like that. And if you're a purist, well, if you're a purist, you probably don't want anything to do with it. But if you're a completionist, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, you might want to pick it up just to help out your Optimus Prime collection. Not too bad. Not the greatest Optimus Prime. The biggest flaws for me are in his accessories, really. And the joints are a little bit loose. And I found with this figure they've always been kind of loose, especially the hips with that auto transformation thing. And the waist a little bit too. Not too bad. He's alright. So I think that is our look at Transformers Animated Voyager Class Optimus Prime. Catch us again. Have a good night, and class is dismissed.